Hey everyone, today we're going to have a story time. So the story is about river safety, I guess, or maybe just my clumsiness, or take it however you will. But basically, I decided to go out today. I wasn't on the main river. I went to one of the creeks with a couple friends, thankfully. And as we were fishing, I decided I wanted to get over to the other side. The sun was coming from that direction. I really wanted to be able to see in to sight fish and, just see what we were looking with in terms of numbers here. So I crossed over, totally fine. And as I'm fishing, I was standing up on a rock and a fish came a couple feet in front of the rock. And I went to step back to get back further because, if it's right in front of you, I can't really fish right there. And I misjudged where I was standing on the rock and stepped off the back and fell down. And now when I fell, I managed to turn. Don't know how I didn't break my rod. Save the rod, because that's really the important thing. But when I fell, I flipped around and landed kind of on my arm and smashed one of my knees up pretty badly. And then also, I didn't realize it at the time, but kind of jarred my head a lot too. I'm quite dizzy right now. But when I landed down basically on my chest, so the water started going into my waders, and I managed to stand up quickly enough. Now, what saved me was I had my wader belt on tightly. So the water, while I did kind of fill up in the top half, it saved me from basically filling up top to bottom because I had that on. So I was able to stand up fairly quickly without getting flooded and, being pulled down river basically. And after I stood up, my ear was ringing, my knees, throbbing. I almost passed out standing there. I was just very out of it. My legs started shaking, kind of disoriented. And then I realized, wow, I have to cross back over. So I'm standing there and my friend's asking if I'm okay. I'm not even sure at this point. And I didn't know how I was going to get back across the river on a leg that would barely support my weight and being very dizzy. Luckily, we worked something out. I was able to walk, thankfully I could still walk, way down the river, up the road, and she came and got me on the road because I couldn't find a spot where I could cross. But I just want to give everyone a reminder. I got pretty lucky that I had people with me. Some people go out fishing by themselves. I know a lot of us have our secret spots, so we don't really like to tell too many people we're at, but just, for me personally, something I always do when I'm going out is at least, tell my dad or someone where I'm going to be and to check in with me. If I hadn't had my friends with me today, I really don't know what I would have done. I'm sure I could have figured something out, maybe like called someone or just sat for a while and, got myself together and maybe found a spot to cross again or something like that. I was able to work it out. It was fine, but it did kind of give me a wake-up call because I'm really not someone that falls often when I'm fishing. This was the first time I took a hard spill in quite a number of years, so maybe I was getting a little cocky and I needed an ego check about that, but it just really reminded me. I was so thankful that I had my wader belt on quite tightly so that I didn't fill up, and then also very thankful that I had friends with me. So just a reminder to everyone, I know the fishing's getting much better. I still went out and we had a really good day up until that point. Out back here was a little slow, but there are parts of the river. The fish are coming in, and I know we want to get out there, but I want everyone to have fun, but also try and stay as safe as possible. So just a reminder to take your own safety precautions when you're out there. I want to make sure that everyone has a good time and is able to come back and keep doing more of this without getting banged up like I did today. So learn from my mistakes.